Roo Rockets. Are we ready? All right, show me that you're ready in a level 1 voice. Excellent job. It's already April's Blast Assembly. We've got a great Blast Assembly. We're going to celebrate our character awards here in just a minute. Before we get started though, let's all stand up for our Roo Rocket song.
All right, our 4th graders are going to lead. Can you guys stand on the side so they can read it? We got the words up here. Here we go. Let's follow our 4th graders. Start marching. The Rockets are the best, soaring higher than the rest, and we all work hard in school, following all of our B-L-A-S-T. Blast works for you and me. It is no great mystery. We'll go down in history.
All right, Roo Rockets. We've got some special guests. Thanks for being here, Rocky. All right, who's ready to find out who our Blast Character Award winners are for the month of April? Are we ready? Show me you're ready. Be good listeners. Remember, when your name gets called, you'll come up, sit on the stairs, and then we'll do encore awards after that, and they'll be given to you. And if you get an encore award given to you, where do you walk it back to? You go and walk and give it to your teacher. Great job.
All right, we're going to award our winners for respect, showing consideration or honor to someone, starting with 4th grade. Will Biddle, Brooks King, Elijah Turner, Reynolds Baker, Felix McKenna, Adelie Milligan, Nick Caro, Hayes McNair, Emily Yale. Great job, 4th grade. Moving on to 3rd grade students. Jack Henry Dolan, Oliver Frankie, Amelia Cottle, Charlotte Johnson, Sun Choi, Fox Wood, Emily Galbraith, Charlie Halley, John Silas Teeter, Wilson Stroke, Carson Tolley, Fernanda Trujillo, Julie Frishy. Great job, 3rd grade, showing respect. Moving on to 2nd grade. Inez Diaz Ramos, Jason Bossinger, Lucas Kindberg, Rob Biddle, Henry Ward, Lane Austin Tacito, Beckett Erickson, Cricket Jones, Eliza Stidham, Connor Stroke, Cora Falding, Nick Haley. Great job, 2nd grade. Moving on to 1st grade. Emmy Lindenmuth, William Kilpatrick, Hope Shue, Jackson George, Naomi Allen, Warner Prisby, Bray Leffler, Shaw Talebi, Roman Murphy, Jacob Adams, Lucas Ritchie. Good job, 1st grade. And now kindergarten. Starting with Jack Carlette, Jasper Cohen, Bixby Smith. Okay. Jordan Tolley, Hayes Rainey, Stella Stahl, Oliver Bowen, Sterling Hinson, Bruin Faulkner, Natalie Thompson, Jamari S. Diggs, all right, I'm gonna see if Coach has any extra certificates from Miss Gibson's class. No? No extra first grade ones? Okay. All right. Remember who you're I'm so sorry, guys. We left off Miss Gibson's class for first grade. We have some really respectful kiddos in Miss Gibson's class too. So I want to make sure I don't miss them. We're going to celebrate first Rowan Lewis. Go Rowan. Lucy Manberg. And Graham Jones. Come on up. Sorry about that, guys. Yep, get a high five, and you're going to head up there, and we're going to get you a certificate, okay? So sorry about that. Give these guys a hand for showing respect this month. Thank you, Root Rockets. We can do encore awards too. You ready for encore?
Right where you're at. Really? Hey, sit down right where you're at. No. All right. We are going to start our encore awards. So we'll go ahead and start with PE. All right, let's do a timeout in 3, 2, 1. Thank you so much. All right, our encore award will start in kindergarten. The award goes to Mrs. Pickles' class. In first.
And congratulations in kindergarten, Mrs. Perret's class.
Alrighty, what's next? Okay, we need to honor one more person for our Respect Award in Miss Gibson's class. Everybody get ready to give a hand to. She showed respect this month. Such a great job, Arden Massey. Alrighty. All right. We've got their, oh, here we go. We've got your certificates. Let me take another picture. Let me grab one more picture of them.
All right, find Miss Hapgood. Congratulations, guys. Thank you. First row, you can walk to your seat, guys. Remember, we're walking, calm body. Encore awards to our teachers. Congratulations.
Great job for showing respect. Rude Rockets. Great job. Raise your hand if you know about recycling or how to recycle. Raise your hand if you do some recycling at home. All right. Thank you. I've got a leader right here. I appreciate that. Let's see if we all can be in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I still hear a lot of voices. I know you're excited about your friends and the Encore Awards that your class has won. So, we've got some special guests here to talk to us about recycling. We haven't been able to recycle. It's been a while to get the program back since COVID, and we're excited that we're going to start a little bit of the recycling this year. But first, we've got some special guests. Ms. Armendariz and another recycling specialist with a green team is here, going to talk to us a little bit about how we recycle and why it's great to recycle.
Okay, cool. Hey guys, how are you all? Awesome. I'm going to help Miss Emma here. Do you all know Miss Emma? Well, she is all things recycling for Fayetteville Public Schools. So if you ever have any questions or need help with your recycling questions, Miss Emma is a great resource for you all. I'm going to help her really quick because I think they might have hidden my presentation down here. Well, it's at the bottom. We can't really see it. Now, oh yeah, there it is. Awesome. Well, my name is Heather Elzy. I'm an environmental educator for the city of Fayetteville. So I work with schools, businesses, community organizations, and I teach all things about recycling, composting, and waste diversion here in our city, Fayetteville, Arkansas. So if we look up at this screen real quick, this is pretty wild to really think about. Kind of intense, really. So it's actually, what this is telling us is that right now we need almost 2 Earths. It's estimated 1.7 Earths to keep humans alive here on Earth. How many Earths do we have though? 1. We have 1 Earth. So we gotta figure out how to cut back on the amount of resources that we're using because everything comes from the Earth. So plastic is oil. Paper is made from trees. Metal, that comes right out of the earth as well. Glass, does anybody know what glass is made out of? Sand! So these are all amazing resources that are gifts from our earth to us. And so we have to figure out how we can reuse those resources so that we're not completely pulling out more and more than the earth can provide for us. We're actually creating, as a whole earth of people, we're creating over 2 billion tons of waste globally each year. And over 5 million tons of that ends up in our oceans. Because of that, yeah, it ends up in our oceans in different ways. But because of that, we've actually created whole islands out there of trash called, they're plastic trash islands. This is the Great Pacific Garbage Patch. It's actually the biggest of the 5 major ones. And it's over the twice the size of Texas and off the coast of California. Here in Fayetteville, so I'm going to take questions if I have time at the very end. All of your questions are crazy important and I hope I can get to them, but let me just go through this because maybe something I say might answer some of your questions. This is the amount of trash that we create here in our city. So this is over 77,000 tons. So we talked about 2 billion in the world, 5 million in our oceans, and 77,000 tons here in our city. So what does that look like? Well, who's been to Razorback Stadium or seen a big football stadium? So if you fill that whole football stadium like a big bowl of cereal, and then you stacked it on top of itself, again, and 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 again, 9 stories tall, that's how much trash our one little city of Fayetteville is making every single year. And that's pretty wild. And that all goes out. I know it's pretty wild, huh? Yeah. So all that trash that we've just stacked on top of itself, we only have one landfill. A landfill is just a big hole in the ground. Well, it starts as a hole and ends up as a mountain of trash. And we only have one landfill here in Northwest Arkansas. It's out in Tawnytown, and we cannot build another landfill here in Northwest Arkansas because of our cave systems. We have really cool caves, and these are really detrimental to that cave system and other things as well. Some of the problems that we see with landfills include toxins. We actually have a hazardous waste trailer. Parents, if you do have any leftover, lawn and garden herbicides, pesticides, soaps, detergents, paints, oil-based paints, things like that, they can all come to our hazardous waste trailer. It's open every Thursday from 8 a.m. to 1. But unfortunately, a lot of that stuff does not end up at the hazardous waste trailer, and a lot of it ends up out in a landfill. And when it rains down on there, we get this lovely stuff that I call trash sludge, but the official name is called leachate. And so it's a water, but it's got all these toxins from the trash. And it seeps into our groundwater and our soil, and we use that groundwater and that soil to grow our fruits, vegetables, and raise our livestock. So that all ends up back in our bodies. Oh, one more. So what is the word sustainability, and what can we do? So sustainability is this big fancy word that just means how can we take care of ourselves and our planet without jeopardizing future generations to be able to do the same. And what can we do to be more sustainable? Well, the United Nations, it's a government entity for the entire world. They all got together and they said, well, these are 17 goals that we, as a world, as a human race, these are things that we should be looking at to be sustainable so that we don't jeopardize future generations that are going to live on this earth. So some of them up here: zero hunger, clean water, life below water, life on land. That includes us. And so what we've done at the City of Fayetteville is we have a department. It's a sustainability department. It actually houses my department, recycling and trash. And we came up with a little slogan saying, recycle something. Now, it's a lot to take on. I mentioned all these different plastics and bottles and cans and metals and glass and paper, and you just start, whoa, that's a lot. Well, sometimes it's easy if we just start with something. We don't have to do everything, but we can start somewhere with something. And then that will inspire ourselves and others to go out and maybe to learn on the next step that we can take. Here in Fayetteville, if you live in a house that has curbside trash pickup, we give 2 recycling bins to every house. There's also apartment programs available, and if you live out in the county, such as myself, you can drive your recycling in, and we have 2 drop-off locations. And these are the materials that we accept in our program here in Fayetteville. So, when you're at home and your parents ask you, hey, is this recyclable? And it's plastic, okay? Say they come to you with something plastic and they ask you if it's recyclable. I've only got 2 questions. So is it a number 1 or a number 2? And is it a bottle? Because the only thing that we can recycle in the City of Fayetteville our bottles. Plastic bottles. Bottles number 1 and bottles number 2. Your bottles number 1, that's like a water bottle or a soda bottle, juice bottles. And then your number 2 bottles are like laundry detergent, shampoo, bubbles, things like that. Those are gonna come in your number 2s. But that's it. Those are the only plastics. So sometimes I even ask my son if something ends up in there that might be a cup. I'm like, uh-oh, is this a bottle? And pretty easily we can kind of come to the conclusion, nope, so it goes in the trash. So if it's not a bottle, we can't recycle it. Now we also take glass, all colors of glass, aluminum cans, which are like your soup cans, your soda cans, and your aluminum is your soda cans, like soda water, Coke, Pepsi, those types of things come in. Your soup cans are made out of steel, and we can recycle those as well. You also have all of your mixed paper. All paper can be recycled, and as well as cardboard boxes. But this is made out of plastic, but is it a bottle? No. So we cannot recycle it in our program. It's actually made out of the exact same material as our number 1 bottles, but it goes through a whole nother process when they're making them, and it changes the temperatures that we would need to melt them down and recycle them into new products. So we cannot take clamshells. Only bottles, yes. All right, and this kind of breaks it down easy. We've got our yeses and our nos, and over there you can see, so no plastic bags, no plastic clamshells, only plastic bottles. And then also our mixed papers, aluminum, steel, cardboard, and glass. Okay. Yes, no tin foil. So if you live here in Fayetteville, you've probably seen our trucks driving around town, and these trucks are pretty fancy, and our drivers are amazing. They go to every house that sits out there recycling, and they take every single bottle and every single can and individually sort it onto these trucks. These trucks have dividers in them, and so they throw the recyclables into each individual container. Up here, this is where we put our plastic bottles. This is our number 1 bottles and our number 2 bottles. And those are compactors, and they squish them nice and tight so that we can fit all the bottles that we get here in Fayetteville. And now they take them back, and each of those containers has a door, and it swings open, and then they can dump it. So this one will dump, and then they'll drive over here, and then they open the next door, and the next door. But each one of them, this is a curb sort, it's a curb sort program. So where some communities, they have a single stream cart program where you just throw it all in one bin, and then it goes off to a facility where it's sorted. Here, we sort it right at your house, right at the curb, onto these trucks. So when they come back to our facility, we can dump them into individual containers, put them through our baler, and then they're all ready to go out. We don't have to put them through any type of sorting line or sorting technology. So these right here are giant bales of aluminum cans. These are the bottles, so we turn them, if you've ever been to a farm and you've seen a big hay bale, we turn these into aluminum and plastic bales. Over there's our paper bales, and that's our baler. This is our 1 baler in the city, and it bales all of our materials. And then once we have a whole truckload, we ship it off, and our paper gets turned into things like tissues and paper towels. Our plastic bottles, number 1, so your water bottles and your soda bottles, we send those to a company that makes them into t-shirts and carpet that ends up in a lot of schools, which is very cool. Our number 2 bottles are really neat. I'm not a super big fan of plastic. It's gonna hang around our planet for about 300 to 500 years. But our number 2 bottles, those actually get made into a deck. And if anybody's ever seen their parents out there trying to keep their deck from rotting, a deck that will last you 300 to 500 years is a sell in my book. So, that's a good place for those used number 2 milk jugs of ours. We can turn them into decks, and we'll never have to sand our decks. So plastic bags, everybody always asks me about plastic bags. We cannot take them in our curbside program because they're not a bottle, for one, but also if they do end up, our one baler, they get all jammed up in there. And so we cannot take plastic bags in our recycling program, but you can collect them. You can collect all your plastic bags, including your bread bags, all the wrapping that comes around cases of water, produce bags that are clean and dry, and you can take all of those to pretty much any Harps or Walmart location. At the front of the store, they have a great bin for all your bags, and you can put all of those in there. You can also eat green, buy green, reduce, reuse, and then recycle. So recycling is actually at the end of this whole process. When we're first making our decision is when to either buy something in a store, or when we're looking at packaging, if we're going to make something. If you guys are, in the future making products in, like, say, a company, we have a lot of choices at the beginning before we even look at recycling. And what does it look like to eat green? There's a lot of resources. Look, just in this one hamburger. Who eats hamburgers? Right? So just in this one hamburger, you would have over 52 gallons of water. So sometimes, and I hear it, like, there's some of the schools, you all might be one of them, that has like meatless Mondays. And even if just cutting meat out of one meal or one day, you can really make a big difference in the amount of resources that we're consuming. And then buying local fruits and vegetables that are grown here, then they're not having to ship them all over the United States and using lots of oil to ship them in trucks. There are lots of really great farmers here locally, and it's always fun to check out the local farmers market for fresh produce. Oh, okay. Buying green. And then, lots of buying green tips. Sorry. We've got to get you guys out of here. I think it's the end of the day. Lots of food waste. Food waste, actually, it decomposes. If it ends up in a landfill, it gets covered up and it doesn't break down without oxygen. And so it's really bad for our environment. So we compost it. Actually, at the city, we turn it back into soil. You guys are going to be looking at composting as well here at some of at the public schools, and you all are going to be starting recycling paper and then moving forward with more recycling. I hear there's going to be a lot of really exciting changes coming, and so if you ever have any questions, reach out to Miss Emma or one of your teachers. Again, my name was Heather Elsie. I'm an environmental educator, and thank you all so much for having me today.
All right, thank you so much. We look forward to starting recycling back here at Root, so we'll start, teachers, we'll get some recycling tubs in each hallway, and only paper will go in, and we'll pick some students from grades to help out taking that and being responsible for that. So, it's time for our PLC Rockstar Award.
Just waiting for my song. Okay. We're doing Rockstar PLC Award. This Rockstar PLC Award goes to a team that worked hard to prepare their students for a very big test. Their team had no absences or tardies during test days. They even strategically planned for students to wear pajamas and watch a movie from a book they've been reading to celebrate their students' hard work after the hard test. Great planning, and congratulations to 4th grade PLC. Here they come. They're back in the back, so I'll do it in a second. Mr. Greasy took the backstage entrance. Here's the big entrance. Congratulations! cafeteria, car duty, playground. It is super hard to have a bad day when she is around. She's just a ray of sunshine and joy. This out-of-the-world teacher is Miss Hannah Raines.
In our other out-of-this-world teacher who is always willing to jump in and lend a hand anywhere needed. Her kindness is always noticed. She builds relationships with students and they all know they are loved every day. She always has the right words to make a hard day better. Miss Murphy is out of this world. Great job, teachers. Another big award that we do every year. Root Rockets. Listen, raise your hand if you think we have the best teachers in the world. We do. And this time of the year, we give out a Root Teacher of the Year award. So many names could be on this, but there's one that stood out, and this is nominated by their colleagues. And your colleagues for this teacher said the word strong comes to mind when we think of this teacher. She's overcome challenge after challenge and continues to show amazing strength on a daily basis. Her love for teaching is obvious when you walk into her room, and her love for her students is so big. She seeks to know each and every child and encourages each one to show respect to one another. She has become a leader in the school and highly respected. We love her. Another colleague wrote, "She is the most organized and efficient classroom I've ever seen, always very professional in her co-workers, makes learning fun, and she genuinely cares about her students, and always greets everyone with kindness and respect. She is an outstanding teacher, and she is a leader for us, and has been just a joy to have here at Root. Your Root Teacher of the Year is Miss Danielle Evans." So, well earned. Give her a big round of applause. We have a video. We're going to watch a short video. We'll talk about our Character Award of the Month for May. We'll send that out for integrity. We're going to look for students with integrity in the month of May. But we want to make sure that you watch a bit of the video before we dismiss. All right. All right, Root Rockets. Thank you. Hope you had a fun blast assembly. Thank you, Mr. Billings, for another awesome video. Let's give Mr. Billings a big round of applause. And Root Rockets, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, we can do better than that. All right, at this time, we're going to let kindergarten go first. So watch your teachers. Thanks for coming, parents and families. Have a enjoyable, safe weekend. Kindergarten, you may go. Second grade, follow your teachers. Third grade and first grade. First grade, let's stand up, follow your teachers out. First grade.